My name is Poobie Chapman. You're watching Take the Stairs, and I got a special guest today, Mike Phillips, aka Sir Castle Tees.
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
Take the Stairs is really essential to what we're doing because I feel like with the Instagram era, you always see the final project. So I enjoy seeing the steps that people take going to their journey. First, I want you to start with your backstory. Who are you? Where you from? What things do you feel like contributed to who you are today?
Well, I'm from Raleigh, born and raised here. I always had a passion for shoes. So I kind of always had a passion for art too. So I decided just to put two and two together. For one, I was kind of tired of everybody wearing the same shoes as me. Because this is back in 2013 when shoes started to really get popular. And when social media and technology really started to like rapidly advance, everybody started to get information on their phone. Back then, you used to have to like go out and look on a website and a magazine. A lot of people attention span couldn't really last too long, so they kind of couldn't do it. With the information right in front of you, people that's not even really into shoes are now buying shoes. I wanted to find a way to like separate it. So I decided just to put two and two together. I kind of wasn't expecting it to take off, to be honest with you, but it kind of did. So it's all about like a drive. I do like to come to work every day, but I guess I could probably say I got to have it from my dad.
I was just about to ask that. Your pops, Mike Dot, Raleigh legend. How do you feel like he's influenced you in terms of going into business for yourself, employing people that look like you, that have the same passion as you?
Definitely inspired me a lot, but I wanted to step out his shadow and just kind of like step into my own lane. But if something was to ever like happen to him, I know how to run all of his stuff, but just kind of wanted to take like a step back to be like, I'm known for this. I kind of had like my own path.
Right, that's dope. So I remember, I think this was like 2013, and I had chipped my cherries, and I'm like, yo, my paint messed up, I done hooped in them, but I like to hoop in my shoes, and I like to wear my kicks. This is before like it was cool to wear Jordans. And this is my secret to everybody that used to ask me this. I didn't have two pair. I just had him that I'm like, yo, bro, I need you to repaint these so they look good when I rock them. And every time I showed up, bro, like, used to get me right every single time. Drop them off at the crib, bro, come out, put a picture on Instagram, and we'd be out of there. How do you feel like that transition as to people come in the store now and see all these shoes in here, as opposed to like when you first started doing painting shoes, restoring shoes, and people was kind of like, yo, what is he doing? Like, yo, that's not how you do shoes.
I really wasn't planning on selling like regular shoes, but like people just kept like asking me like, yo, like you got this, you got that. And I got to the point I was like, either I'm gonna serve them or they're gonna find somebody else. So I was like, I guess I'll start selling regular shoes since I got a space for it. When I originally opened this up, it was just for like art and to paint shoes. Then kind of split into that. Then I kind of got into like video game controllers and doing like socks and like laces. Then to like shirts and stuff. So it all just kind of just like split.
So on that come up right there, that space right before you got the store, how do you feel like it, people that you grew up with that's like, oh, I know him, that's my dog, as opposed to this is business?
Oh yeah.
Cause I feel like you get a bad rap on that.
Yeah,
so
it's okay. I totally accept that. My friends know I totally just lost like the art of emotion. This is just like, no, I'm being serious. It's like nothing like gets me mad or sad or just angry. It's just like, what's the truth? And whether it's like, it's on me or it's on you or it's just anybody, it is what it is. So I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong, I have no problem doing this. My pride doesn't like affect me or anything. I just got to the point where I'm just on just like cruise control.
Do you feel like that's a part of business, or do you feel like that's just a personal attribute? Like you feel like when you going into business on your own, you gotta understand.
I ain't even gonna lie, business kind of like brought that out of me, to be real with you. Cause you really can't like display any emotion. You just gotta just have like a straight up poker face. Cause once people see you like display emotion, they know they got you. And then they kind of like roll through stuff outside of business. But yeah, I get it all the time. People be like, I'm like an asshole, but I'm really not mean. Just when it just comes to business, I'm just not really taking no shit. It is what it is, because if you was to go somewhere else, you would just happily spend this money. You go to Flight Club, you spend it. You go to StockX, you spend it. You go to Foot Locker, you spend it. You go to anybody else, you spend it. You don't ask, oh, I don't want to pay tax. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. But when it like comes to me, they're trying to like bargain and negotiate, but I mean, I really don't care. Nah, I'm not going for it.
Nah, I definitely have heard that a couple times where it's like, man, yeah, Mike, man, Sir Cat, I ain't going there no more because bro be taxing. But I ain't never heard like you said, Flight Club, ain't nobody said, oh, I ain't going to Flight Club because they be taxing. You know what I'm saying? And they do, it's kind of like, yeah, that's their thing. But it's more so like it's frowned upon when it's us. So when it's you, it's frowned upon as opposed to when it's somebody else. To me, part of taking the stairs is like failure. What failure or what failures or mistakes or whatever, however you want to look at it, what would you like to shine light on right now as like, I don't even want to hide this part of my journey because this is part of taking the stairs.
Let me see. Give me 1 second. All right. Oh yeah. What size you want it, man?
We touched on the highlights and we touched on the, you know what I'm saying, the good things. I don't want to call them failures. I'd rather say what lessons have you learned? As a culture, we kind of are scared to highlight those things. We'll speak on our successes, but when it comes to the failures, we kind of like push them up under the rug a little bit. And I think that's giving a false narrative on who we are. So is there any failures or lessons that you feel like you want to highlight?
Actually, I am like the gambling type of person. My friends knows like, if I like see something or like if I think something will work, I'll invest like a certain amount of money into it. Like I always say, like if I win and it works out, I will be happy. But if I lose, I mean, I may be like a little bit salty that I wasted money, but it's a simple fact that I tried. So I definitely have a lot of bumps on the road. But the main thing is like, I didn't like give up. That's really like the most important part. So no matter really what you're going through in life, any situation can be reversed. It may take time, but you just have to just remain focused and cut out the BS and the unnecessary stuff and the distractions to focus and to get back to where you need to be and are better. Don't let nobody lie to you and just say they just always going up. It's like a stock market. Everybody go up and down. Sometimes you may flatline. Sometimes is everybody go up and down, but just don't give up.
So at this point, with you tapped in with celebrities, with you having any shoe that you want coming through here, to a lot of people, you got the verified check on Instagram. You employing people, you employing yourself, you come in whenever you want to. At this point, what motivates you?
I guess the freedom to really do everything I want to do. That's probably like the motivation. So it's not necessarily the money, it's like the ability to just kind of just do what you want to do. I guess the best way I could compare it to is like going to school. If you want to be successful, you just like have to do it. But if you don't do it, it's like you're gonna fail, but not a class, but you're gonna fail at real life. And that's a lot worse than just getting F. So if you just remain consistent and just do what you just need to do and just get it out of the way or whatever checklist you got for the day, and I feel like overall you will be straight. I probably spend between like 11 in the morning to like maybe 8 at night here. So I used to just get here early, like answer emails, like just clean up like little stuff, go over paint, like, and then throughout the day, like talk to people. And then when I close at 7, like clean up, do it all over again. That's why I opened up at 12. So when I get off at 8, I can stay out till like 3, 4 in the morning. And if I wanted to get 5, 6 hours of sleep, I'll still be able to wake up at like 9:30, 10, 10:30 and just shower and just still make it to work on time. That's why I kind of like made the hours I did. So I could still go to work when I wanted to and then still hang out with all my friends and still do what I need to do if I wanted to do it.
You're at a point where you're continuing to go up. Looking back on everything, do you feel the path that you chose or the path that you ended up on, maybe you didn't choose it, but the path that you ended up on was the right path for you? Or would you rather, let me just go ahead and take this elevator and I'd be 2, 3, 4 years ago, you already be here? Or do you enjoy those bumps? Do you enjoy feeling every step of the process so that you understand it a little bit more?
If I could go back, I don't think I would really change anything. Like, cause if I feel like I did, I feel like it would mess up the whole timeline. And who knows how like my life would have been altered. So that's pretty tough. So I would change things, but I know it would mess a lot of stuff up. So I guess I am kind of happy with the way things are going or how everything kind of like transpired. Like I gained a few people on the way, lost a few people on the way, but I'm happy with like everything going now with like my new team and everything. It's like more focused and like business oriented.
And speaking of that, I've been coming here since the store didn't look like this. And there's a lot of people that's came through here and that's not here today. Business relationships and personal relationships. How do you manage both of those?
A lot of people with like business and personal. I mean, like if you like buy a lot of stuff from me and we're friends and I know you buy a lot of stuff from me by default, obviously I will give you a discount or just take the tax hit for you. But if we're just friends and you never bought anything from me, of course you're gonna just go through the first initiation ritual because you haven't bought anything. You can't skip like, oh, let me get a discount. That's kind of like not how it works with anything that you're buying in life, not even just shoes. So it's just like, have to like put in like time, and then like the more you put in, like the more breaks they will get. You just gotta just put in the work.
It's relationships, it's about relationships.
You gotta gain like good relationships with people.
Sure. So now I just want you to give a small message to any potential business owners, any kids, any teenagers, any adults, anybody that might just be looking at this and need a little inspiration, a piece, or something that motivates them. What would you say to that person?
All right, this is my message to the kids of color. I tell them this all the time when I go talk to schools. A lot of them just say they want to be a basketball player, rapper, like a football player. It's like they only want to feel like they could be like 3 or 4 things, you know what I'm saying? Society just dictates that either basketball player, football player, rapper, or drug dealer is the only way that a black person or a person of color can really like make any like type of revenue. My messages out of them is like, you don't necessarily have to be that. You could be a doctor, you could be a lawyer, you could own a business, you could pretty much do anything you want. So don't just feel like you just blocked in to just be these 4 things. You can pretty much be anything in the world.
Sure, I appreciate that. Poopy Chapman, take the stairs, y'all.
Make sure y'all check it out.
Peace.